Hey everyone, Scott here, and thanks for being part of this channel. Thanks for helping me walk through this weight loss journey. Whether you are pre, post, or just trying to figure things out, you are welcome here. We all have our struggles in life, and for me, it's been weight and eating. It's the new year. I actually just spent time watching my last New Year's vlog that I did right around this time last year, and wow, it's been quite a year. The year didn't quite shake out the way I wanted it to in some areas of my life, but in other areas, it's probably been better. I think we'll start with the good things. I'm down 20 pounds this year and I'm way below my goal weight, which is great. I'm super excited. I will be honest with you, it's a little different because most of my life I've always been like New Year's resolutions is to lose weight. Whereas this year, it's like don't really have a resolution to lose any more weight. I don't think I've ever really had that in my adult life. Although I wouldn't mind losing 10 more pounds. I think I said that exact same thing last year this time. I'm not hung on it. Like, I feel like I'm at a weight now where I'm really happy. I'm at like 179, 183, depending on what time of day I weigh myself. I kind of don't want to lose much more weight because if I lose more weight, I feel like I'm going to lose more density, which, I don't know. I think at a point where I've lost weight in a lot of places in my body, places I had no idea I could even lose weight or had fat stored in. I'm happy with just kind of doing a little bit of working out, shaping some of my muscles, toning up a little bit and not really going crazy with the whole, like, got to push it at the gym kind of thing. I've been trying to do a little bit more cardio just for fun and for cardiovascular reasons and stuff like that for long-term longevity, but I'm not trying to kill it like I was. I am going to try to do more of a gym routine this year. The areas that had the most challenges were in my work life. The person who I worked with left in the beginning of the year, and then we had a little bit of a budget freeze, so we weren't able to rehire that position right away. So I spent most of the year doing the job of like 2.5 people. Work was crazy. And luckily, I didn't take it out on food. I think that's a good thing. When I'm stressed, I like to eat. And I think with my surgery and with my sort of journey that I'm on, I didn't really do that. I do have more thoughts on my relationship with food, which I'm going to get into later. But some of the good things that came out of this is that I have my physique. I'm happy about that. What didn't work out too much this year is creating a lot of content. I've noticed that with the channel, a lot of people who were on your journey earlier or whatever, you now are beyond what you need from me and you're doing your thing. So congrats to you, whether you're watching this or not. But that being said, I'm kind of like back at square one with creating content. So I thought it'd be kind of cool just to talk about, okay, once you lose all of your weight, then what? And for most of us, I don't think when we go into bariatric surgery or any type of medically assisted weight loss journey where you're going to lose a lot of weight fast, I don't think you think that far in advance, right? Like you may be considering like, oh yeah, I'm going to lose a ton of weight. I'm going to look great. I'm going to get down to my goal weight. Your goal weight may change. I know for me, one thing I would have done differently is I would have made my goal weight a little bit lower. And not that it really matters, but I think it does when it comes to buying clothes. Clothing has been a little bit of a weird thing for me. I keep teetering between different sizes. I went from being 3 extra big, and then I eventually got down into the straight sizes or the normal sizes. I went from a 3X to a 2X to a 1X to a large to a medium, and sometimes I can even wear a small these days. Obviously not as outerwear, but as t-shirts and underwear and stuff like that. Back in the day when I was buying clothes, especially when I was at my high weight, I would just buy clothes if it fit me and it looked decent, I would buy it. That's just how I bought clothes. Today, there's a lot more options for me in straight size clothing. It's hard to pick sizes because a large in one store may be a small in another or a medium in another. And sometimes I do a medium because it fits better. And sometimes a large because I want it to be a little bit more oversized. Clothing is no longer like, hey, it's just like it fits me. So therefore I buy it. Now it's like, how does it actually look on me? Do I want it to be big or not? How tight do I want it to be? Right. So this is like things that I've never really had to experience as an adult. So clothing, I think one thing I would have probably not bought clothes at so many different increments. I would have tried to spread that out a bit more because when I got down to my goal weight at 200, I was comfortably in a large, maybe a medium. Medium would have been a little tighter, but a large. And then when I dropped 20 more pounds or so, I'm definitely in a medium now. So I think I would have maybe lowered my goal weight earlier on. So that's something I would have done differently. Now, this is me looking at this 2 years out. Last year at this time, I was a year into my surgery. Now I'm 2 years into living this lifestyle. So that's definitely one thing I would maybe change. I would have saved a little money that way too. Otherwise, I don't think I would change too much else. I know I wrote down a list of things I want to talk about, so let me just pull them up here. I do know one thing I probably would have changed coming off my surgery. If I could do it all over again, and maybe my dietitian and support group said this and I just didn't listen or I didn't recognize it. But I think that if I were to go back 2 years, I probably would have gotten a little bit off the protein hype train. I think that coming off the surgery, they're all like protein shakes, got to have protein shakes, right? Those have their place. And I still drink protein shakes today, just like one of them a day. But I think what I would have maybe avoided was a lot of the dairy protein and the meat proteins, and started to focus more on the high fiber vegetarian dishes. Not that I'm vegetarian, and said this in a few videos now. I'm not a vegetarian. I still eat meat. I still eat dairy, and I will put cheese on certain things. So I think that when I was a year into it, I was a little too dairy heavy, especially with cottage cheese, shredded cheese, milk, a half and half. I had dairy all day long, which in some ways it's okay because it is protein, but in other ways there actually is natural sugars. There's lactose in dairy. I don't think if I wanted to lose weight faster and I could have gotten to the 90th percentile of weight loss losers after bariatric surgery, I probably should have stick more towards a high fiber, like more of a vegan or vegetarian type diet within the restrictions of what I'm doing. So needless to say, I'm doing great. My 2-year checkup with the doctor came back fantastic. The doctor has no concerns. He's talking about surgery to remove some of my excess skin in some areas of my body, not all of it. Some may be covered, some may not be covered. I haven't met with them. I haven't even called them to make an appointment. I don't even know if I'm going to do that, to be honest with you. I heard it's really painful, most importantly. If you've done it, please let me know. Leave a comment and on this video. But to me, what reflecting on the last 2 years, more specifically last year, I think that one thing I do know is really hard to lose the weight once you get down to the bottom. Right. One thing that is really scary is regain. I'm really focusing on now. What are the things I can do to help not regain? One, it hasn't been super. I'm not worried about it right now. Like the scale has been consistent because I'm eating pretty consistently. I'm eating pretty good, but obviously things have changed. Like this holiday season, this Christmas, I had a couple more cookies than I did the year before. I think I had maybe a total of 5 cookies or sweets the entire holiday season, not in one day, like over a period of weeks. So that's, I'm sure, fine. One thing that helps with keeping it off is support. I hope that you can stick with me, stay with this channel, like and subscribe. I want to build a virtual support group here on YouTube for people going through medically assisted weight loss, whether that's through GLP-1 medications, bariatric, or other medically assisted programs, or maybe you're just doing it on your own and need some support. I do know it's super easy to gain weight, but it's really hard to keep it off. That's really what I'm focusing on this year is tools and strategies for maintaining, not rebuilding my food addictions. Because I do know no matter what, when I get stressed or when I'm bored, I do tend to graze. And grazing is a dangerous thing because you can obviously eat too much of the wrong thing. One thing that's I'm kind of like right now are peanuts. Peanuts aren't super great, but they're also not super bad. They are full of fat, but also they do have some, they are natural, right? They're not like processed food. So I'm eating them. I am maintaining my weight, but I'm also trying to be cautious with how many I eat because obviously a handful can be like 200 calories. I think that that's definitely something I'm trying to maintain by not overeating, by not grazing, and by still maintaining the right type of foods. Focusing on that and then getting back to creating content, doing stuff that's going to help me leverage my creativity and make this coming year one of my best yet. I hope to do that with you. I have a new start and I can make it happen, right? And I hope to make it happen with you following me on this channel. I'm kind of reflective based on the last year. I'm super happy with certain areas of things. I'm kind of upset with how some things shook out. Some things are out of my control. It really derailed a lot of other goals in my life. But what I do know is this year is a fresh year. This is a final thought I want to leave you with. And I wrote it down, so I'm going to read it. 2 years ago, I took a leap of faith by choosing bariatric surgery, and it's been the most life-changing decision that I have ever made. If there's one thing I've learned this year is that the journey doesn't end when you hit your goal weight. It evolves. And here is to another year of growth, health, and happiness. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.